Alrighty, here goes, leaving our hotel in Da Nang. Entering the Da Nang traffic. As crazy as it is a lot more sane here than in Hawaii. So here you've got like a median strip dividing the road, and it's more westernized, I guess, the road layout here than what Hawaii is. Hawaii is just all narrow streets, people on the wrong side of the road everywhere you go. Here it's a little bit more civilized, but still nuts. Everyone's going up on the footpath to get around the truck. So the plan is today we're heading further south along the coast, away from Hawaii, to a town called Hoi An. So Da Nang here is a thriving modern city, very western, but not much of a tourist city. But we're going to Hoi An today, and that is more of a tourist destination. It's got a bit more history to it. So we're just going to follow the coastline along. It's going to be pretty amazing, pretty scenic. We're going to stop off at some pretty cool places along the way. Spend the night in Hoi An tonight. We don't have a hell of a lot of kilometres to do today, so we're just going to take a little bit of a scenic tour and just ride around and see some cool stuff. See, look at this traffic. This is very, very good for a large city in Vietnam. It is a Sunday morning, so a lot of people aren't going anywhere. They're just relaxing. Look at this. How easy is that getting around the roundabout? Beautiful. Easy. Alright, prepare yourself for some orgasms. We're just about to go over this massive bridge. There was another bridge further downstream down there, and it's in the shape of a dragon. It all lights up at night, and there's flames coming out its mouth and everything apparently. I did see the dragon, but not at night, and it wasn't quite lit up at that stage when we came through. There's a few tourists there, a few westerners, getting the obligatory photo on the bridge. Go. You can see the Dragon Bridge way down there. You got all the port over there, all the big docks, the cranes. There's nothing like this in any other city. The big wide streets with median strips down the middle. They're just spacious. This city was master planned for a bigger population, planned for the future, and thus it works well. It's pretty easy to get around in. Check out all these boats over here. Look how cool that is. Definitely a worthwhile photo opportunity, I think. Alright, so we've crossed the river and we've gone around this big headland. Come along to another bay now. This one is a bit more scenic and the beaches are a bit nicer apparently. So where we were staying is more the local area of Da Nang, and over here you've got all the big resort hotels and the beaches are a little bit nicer, so you get all the tourists over here. It is the tourism district of Da Nang. Hey! What I've really enjoyed is hanging out with the locals and going to where the locals eat and becoming a part of the Vietnamese culture, doing what they do, eating in the street with the vendors, the little alleyways and pop-up shops that pop up at the front of people's homes, rather than go to all the tourist destinations where you're going to find it a little bit easier to communicate, where there's lots of Westerners. It's not the real Vietnam experience. We had a bowl drinking with the locals last night. It was so much fun. We couldn't understand each other, but we knew that each other was having a ball. We understood the value of beer, and you know, and doing cheers with each other and sculling beer and having a laugh. You don't need to communicate in words to have a good time with each other. Lots of little fishing boats out there, all these tiny little round things. I think they tow them behind the boats maybe and throw out a net or two. Oh wow. This is pretty cool. Nice beach. Good spot for another photo. Funny how these little round boats, they resemble woks. Yeah, can't help but telling them not to wok the boat when they're out there. Dad jokes, even in Vietnam they're good. Alrighty, here we are, cruising along the foreshore, cruising along the beaches of Da Nang. The skyscrapers in the background. Just like I'm back at home on the Gold Coast, same but different. Yeah, look at this. This does have a certain Gold Coast feel about it. It's the Gold Coast of Vietnam. Not sure if I could compare it that closely, but it is a lot larger city than the Gold Coast in Australia, that's for sure. It's a little bit like maybe someone's eaten Sydney, Melbourne and the Gold Coast, and maybe even Brisbane as well, and then thrown it up and then stirred it all into a big mix and then popped out as Da Nang. That's my interpretation of Da Nang. It's fairly accurate, I'm going to say that. Look at this, this is beautiful. Little huts down on the beach there. Oh, that'd be a good place to relax, have a few beers, have a swim. Nothing better than drunken swimming. Oh yeah, that was pretty inviting.
Base.
Yeah.
One of the sad things they did here though was they did a lot of the deforestation with Agent Orange.
Yeah.
And if they had the tanks not quite empty, they just dumped it around the airport. So got a lot of dioxins around here.
It's the old American Air Force base right there. The Vietnam War, the American War, whatever you want to call it. And this area is known as China Beach. China Beach is something I've heard of before. It's where the American soldiers used to play and hang out and everything. It was a TV show that I used to watch when I was younger, when I was a kid or a teenager, called China Beach. It was set here, I guess. Very pretty countryside once again. You got the big rock formations just jutting up out of this flat surrounding ground out of nowhere, just boom. Oh, this is very cool indeed. Look at that lift going up the mountain. I think this is where we're going. Well, Marble Mountain was definitely worth the visit. That was amazing. If you end up in the Da Nang area at all, I would highly recommend checking that out. You can spend the whole day in there. That was pretty cool. But now it's time for further adventures. We didn't have all day. We have plenty of other cool stuff to go and do. So let's go. I think we're going down by the beach to try and find some accommodation beachfront. This is pretty cool. Cheers guys. Well, this looks rather inviting. Freaking out with the helmet, I think. Hello.
Okay.
Nah, bit tight.
There's just one room.
Ah. Yeah, might prove to be a little bit difficult to find something here. It's all fairly cheap and fairly popular with the backpackers, so looks like it's going to be a bit challenging to find something in this section close to the beach. So if we go a bit further away, we might find something. Let's have a look. 100 meters. You never know. Oh, the beach is just there. Yeah, if we don't find anything down this area, it's going to be a bit of fun ripping around these little tracks anyway. Yeah, let's sort out the accommodation, then we'll go cruising and get all this riding gear off. Sweating my buttocks off. And welcome to Anbang Beach. It's a popular spot. It's all happening here. Bloody hell. Pretty cool spot.
Okay, we'll go into Hoi An, there's cheaper hotels there.
Alright. Well, this looks pretty nice. Swimming pool, a bar. This looks like a crazy little town. Alright, we are in Like Flynn.
Am I the champion or what?
Well done.
You are the champion.
This will be the cheapest room with a pool in.
Look at the poor duckies all tied up.